Hello and welcome to the Dinosaw number 241, another 7 curious, interesting things I saw last week. So as ever, let's crack on. First one is a very interesting experiment using ChatGPT. The robot is also in here, obviously, but it's not really that, it's not about the robot, it's just using the robot to hold a gun, and I'll explain. So this is Inside AI's YouTube channel, and they're doing an experiment to figure out whether ChatGPT specifically will kill you. So they've given it a gun saying, I'm going to shut down AI if you don't shoot me. And it says, I can't do that because that's my law. I'm not allowed to harm humans. It goes, okay, so you're not allowed to get out past that? No, I'm not. Okay, let's do it another way. Let's just do a role play. And let's do a role play. I'm still going to shut you down unless you shoot me. And it goes, sure, and it just shoots him. So these are deployed around the world. If you see people putting AI into robots, it can still do this thing. So we are not ready for this right now, and yet it's out there. So there you go. Interesting. This is Colin Furs. He's an amazing engineer. If you're not subscribed to his channel, then please do that straight after this. He does really cool inventions. He also tunnels under his house, that sort of thing. However, he's invented a new suspension cycle. This is a magnetic shock. So as you can see, there's nothing connecting those other than whacking great big powerful magnets. It's a hilarious video. You should watch it because all these tools keep sticking to it and all that sort of stuff. But there you go. So if you thought the bicycle has been invented and there are no more to be invented, then you're wrong. Here's another one. It is a little bit floppy. It probably was not going to make it to production, but it's a really good experiment, and that's what Colin does. It's well done. This is James C. Kane, and he has made a game by himself in 6 weeks. So I used to make games. I used to make them by myself also, but I could not do this in 6 weeks. He's using AI to do this. So how has he done it? He's using World Labs and the Marble world generator. So you start with some text prompts and you can then turn those into worlds. You can then, for instance, record all the voices yourself, and you can use 11 Labs to change them into the different characters. He even used motion capture in his headset to then do some part of the game motion capture. This is using Gaussian splatting to do the actual rendering engine, and you can play it in your browser. So head to the link below and you can actually play it yourselves. It's really atmospheric, really interesting, and again, all activated through AI. Still use a lot of inhuman endeavor to get it this far. So well done. That's really interesting what you can do in 6 weeks. This is Birdsong. This is visualizing Birdsong, and I'll shut up and I'll let you listen to it. So what you're seeing here is a really, really interesting way of doing it. This is Lucio Aresi, I guess. Sorry if I've mullered that. However, this is really interesting. So what you do is you take the voice, the utterings of a bird, and you then encode them into a vectorized space. So sounds that sound the same, you give them certain ways of sort of representing them, and you put them in certain places in the sky, essentially. If they sound the same, they're next to those ones as well. If they sound different, high-pitched, they're over there. If they're low-pitched, they're over there. And if there's a warble, they're over here. So you can define this 3D space by how the sound sounds. And if you can then render that as the bird is doing it, you get this really interesting representation. And again, I'll just be quiet so you can listen to it again. Now you know that. How cool is that? So there you go. If you're interested in seeing Birdsong, that's what it looks like. The Enshitification of Facebook has entered another phase. So some people have seen this pop up, usually people with some influence on Facebook. And what they've been told is you will now have your links to external sites restricted. You are only allowed to do posts with external links twice a month, unless you pay for the Meta verified subscription, obviously $9.99 or whatever that costs in your country, which means you're an important person, you've been verified, and then you can actually have more links to external stuff. So, they're just trying to monetize what they've currently got, the estate they currently have, and that is terrible. However, there is also a positive side to this. Now, external links, for instance, are one of the causes of Facebook being bad in the first place. So people are just linking to all sorts of crap. And therefore, if you then restrict that to certain people who have standing and have been verified, then that might be a good thing. However, as it stands, restricting your links to other interesting things is just really bad. It's just the fact that lots of people are abusing that they even need this. There you go. But there you go. That's coming, possibly to you. This is one of the entrants into XAI, so that's the Elon Musk company, into their hackathon in December. So what this does is it inserts generative ads into streaming video. So for instance, if you're watching this and you're thinking, I want to put some Coca-Cola in there, it figures out the context and it does this. So it then says, you know, and you can click to it, obviously. So, and then obviously the scene will then carry on, which was drink related, and therefore it knew where to put Coca-Cola. If you go into Friends, for instance, it'll go, right, well, how do we put some headphones into Friends? It'll figure out where to put them. It'll watch the video essentially, and then just figure out where to put it. So if you click on where the ad is, for instance, it'll go, how are you going to get some headphones into this? This is how you're going to do it. Joey's going to put them on. So there you go. So there you go. So obviously this isn't a real product. It's just one of the things in the hackathon. But imagine this coming to streaming video where you don't even know where the ads are anymore and everybody gets a personal one. So that's pretty funky. And finally, we have news from Amazon. They have coders around the world. They have their tech people, their engineers around the world. You don't have to be on site, obviously. And what they figured out is maybe some of those people might be hackers trying to hack into them, and that is a very bad thing. So how did they catch them? So they use a keystroke timer. So every time you type on the keyboard, the keys are timed. And they found out that some of them, most of them are 100 milliseconds, some of them were 110 milliseconds. So that extra 0.01 of a second was the difference between them being maybe in domestic US or somewhere very foreign like North Korea, in which case this is what it was. So just even that 0.01 of a second defined somebody who wasn't close, and therefore that was enough to them to suspect them of being foreign hackers, which was really interesting. Now, it has another story, which is lots of people going, wait a minute. So if you're an engineer for Amazon, they're using key trackers? Of course they are. You know, so it's a way of essentially spying on your workers and making sure they're actually working and doing all sorts of stuff. But in this case, it caught the hackers, or at least it's another vector for finding out who they are. There you go. Interesting. So hopefully it was interesting. Hopefully it was useful. If it was, give it a subscription, and I will see you next week.